welcome to the Saturday edition of the Box Seat. I'm Adam McGrath and joined by Mark Olmos. Mark, the final week of the Masters Series, and what a series it has been.
Yeah, it's the Tab Touch Masters. Welcome to our viewers as well. Adam, it's been a fantastic couple of weeks, and the Peters Investments Kingston Town Classic will cap it off in grand style.
It's been a great success so far for Perth Racing and also Tab Touch, and as you said, looking forward to finishing in style. 9 races to take a look at, so let's get straight into it and start with the conditions. The Immovable Rail is at an inside position, 3 metres in the straight. Perfect weather for racing as well after we've had some hot conditions throughout the Masters Series, but this is perfect. Let's get straight into race number 1, the Amelia Park Beef Handicap over the 1100 metres, and I think there's some nice types to follow in this one, Mark.
There is indeed, Adam, a couple returning, but we'll have a look at one of those. From the Paul Roberts yard, Just Act Natural, his recent trial was outstanding.
Othello, homeward bound as they straighten up, and it's in front. Just Act Natural leads them on the inside. Spiritual Eyes is coming out after them. Lethello's down the centre and wider out. Son of Something under a hold. Salty making ground towards the inside. Just Act Natural, though, well clear, and Just Act Natural is going to come down and win by about 4. 2 on the outside, Lethello. Salty.
This is a really talented galloper, this 4-year-old gelding by Natural Blitz. Now, the wins have been quite good going back to last prep at Ascot, beating Patrimonia by 2 lengths and 2.3 and 2.5. Now, those form lines aren't the strongest, but I really like the way that this galloper trialled. Then you take into consideration barrier 1, and then you look at the lack of speed in this race, other than probably Mr. African. I don't think Just Act Natural is going to have it too easy out in front, be able to kick at the top of the straight, and probably be too hard to run down.
Yeah, it's a fair point you make there, Adam. And that one run you see there, 9th of 11th, was from a wide barrier on that occasion. Barrier 11 of 11. Had to do too much work and was just gassed at the end of it. The other one in the race, On Trend, returns here. Blinkers go on this Colin Webster trained galloper. Now, the trial wasn't too much to look at. It finished second and just cruised to the line, but this son of Nakoni looks to be very much in this race. And we've seen the Nakonis flying with the likes of Kai Perinya and State Solicitor.
Yeah, and we've seen that for some of them as well. It just takes a little bit of time to get their head around a prep. So I think with the blinkers going on here, we're going to see a different animal this campaign. I'm not sure if it's going to be this first run. I think the 1100 metres probably just a tad too short. Looking for that 1400 ideally. 1200 metres plus would be great. But I expect a really nice run. I think it will tap the line. It can definitely finish in the top 3.
Adam, you're on top.
I will go with Just Act Natural on top from Red Paddy with the King River form lines from last prep. Number 4 Seeker and 1 On Trend.
I've got the 1 on top, On Trend. I think with the blinkers on can run a very, very nice race. From number 8 Red Paddy, very good first up record, and the trial was good. Ahead of number 3 Just Act Natural and the 2 Ruby Can Run.
Race number 2 at Ascot, it is the Tab Touch Plate over 1100 metres. I think the top 4 or top 3 especially in this race are absolute standouts. I'll say top 4 from what we saw in that recent run.
And you'll get good odds about them all as well, Adam. Let's go to the replay horse though. Number 10, Free Whisper, running second last week.
Dainty Test cutting back inside their heels, finding the fence. Further back, Badge of Courage and then Delaney. At the 200, Slick Sam raced up to I Am Incredible. A length and a half, Verve de Vega. Coming again, Speedy Ladidi down the outside. Badge of Courage and Fairy Whisper. It's Slick Sam in front. They're coming, they're closing, they hit it. It's
brilliant run by Free Whisper. I know that you and I were both very keen. We had her on top. She drifted out to the $10 and just missed in the end. It was a strong performance. Spoke to Neville Parnham during the week and he goes, look, I thought the 1000 would be okay, but it was just a little bit too short. Gets the 1100 metres here. We'll have to go back from that wide gate and need a little bit of luck as well. But I think there's enough speed through the early stages that it can certainly win this race.
Yeah, got a bit lost on the turn and was exposed for a little while around the bend, so it was a very good run. The other one in there, Adam, that we're quite keen on as well from the Dan Morton stable, Leap Faden. Now, will settle a lot closer and finally gets cover. Didn't get cover at the last 2 runs.
Yeah, Dan Morton's got a big hand in this race with Dainty Test and also Leap Faden. I think we get a really nice run from Barrier 1. As you said, could get cover if some decide to come across, or could just lead without as much pressure we've seen in recent times as well. Douglas White, we saw on Scars of Justice. He's the master of just raiding them out in front perfectly. I think he can do it with this 3-year-old filly.
Adam, you're on top selection.
I will go with 3 Whisper from Leap Fade and then number 1 Dainty Test and 7 Badge of Courage.
I've got the second galloper we spoke about there. Number 6 Leap Faden on top for me, ahead of the 10 Free Whisper. Number 11 Speedy Ladidi, ran a nice race last week as well. And number 1 Dainty Test.
Race number 3 at Ascot is the Penfolds Handicap over the 2100 metres. A forgotten one looking for 4 in a row. Ahmad Al looking for 3 from 4 this prep as well. Some horses in some really good form here.
Yes, we'll go to the one you mentioned at the top there, the forgotten one. Winning last start with the top weight beating Our Mate Al.
Dropped to last, already famous, hit the front, tackled immediately by the Forgotten One. At the 250, Patterson draws the whip, the Forgotten One, kick 2 in front from Our Mate Al. He's starting to dig in hard. The Forgotten One is the leader, more than a length on Our Mate Al. The Forgotten One holding Our Mate Al in the run to the line, and the Forgotten One was too good.
Another good performance there by the Forgotten One, given a gem of a ride from Ben Patterson, but this horse has had all of those favours in the last 3 runs, has jumped from barrier 5 on all 3 occasions. Now has to jump from barrier 11, gets a 2 kilo claim of Clint Johnson Porter just to take over that 61 kilos. So it actually makes a horse like Our Mate Al better in the weights for beating it comfortably by 1.5 lengths. But I just think the favours turn now to Our Mate Al. Has had that run over the 2200 metres, draws barrier 4 compared to the Forgotten One, which goes from 5, as I said, out to 11. So I'm willing to turn this race around, and I'll be putting Our Mate Al on top.
Just keeps savaging the line, doesn't he, Our Mate Al? We've also got Maserati. Now, we've mentioned in previous episodes of the box seat, Adam, that if this horse was with any other trainer, it would be at much shorter odds and more respected in the market.
Really keen on it last start as well. It ran a nice race. My biggest concern here is a step up from 1500 to 2100 metres. Damien Oliver keeps the ride. Barrier 5 should get a really nice run through the early stages and show a nice turn of foot. But I'm going to go with the Graham Valentine stable. Our Mate Al from 4 Magic Rocket, which also makes the Forgotten One better in the weights from when they met 3 starts ago. The Forgotten One in for 3rd and Maserati for 4th.
I've got the 6 on top as well, Adam. Our Mate Al ahead of the 7 Maserati, 11 Delusky's been running in really good form, and number 4 Magic Rocket.
Race number 4 at Ascot is the first of our listed events. It is the Sir Ernest Lastia Classic over the 1400 metres. We've got a great bunch of 3-year-olds going around, and we see that again here.
Yeah, it wasn't an outstanding training performance by Simon Miller last start, backing up Kai Perinya from the 1600 metre champion fillies to the 1200 metres Placid Arc. Let's have a look at that all the way win in the Placid Arc.
Now 300 left to go as a party stokes up Kai Perinya. She's got a length and a half lead. Faden Williams goes for the Persuader. Where's Wally? He's trying to dig in, but Kai Perinya sprints clear from them inside the 100. She looked home in the Placid Arc, 3 in front of Where's Wally, then Stored Energy, but Kai Perinya too good.
We talked about the gallopers by Nakoni. Well, this filly is all class. She's been so impressive this campaign. A winner over the 1200 metres in the Belgravia and the Placid Arc. A very good performance in the Burgess Queen when finishing behind Elika Zoom as well. Barrier 7, 54.5 kilos. She can cross here, sit outside Lusaha, which I think will want to kick up, or she can just lead outright as well. And we've seen that she's got that ability to not only run at a nice tempo, then still kick at the top of the straight. She is right in the mix. She'll be the short price favourite.
And Lusaha will probably kick up on her inside.
Yeah, look, I would hope to think they try and lead this race with her sitting on the outside. I don't think that they want to be behind her and then trying to get past her. I'm just not sure if they've got that ability. So I hope they do kick up and make her sit on the outside. Hugh Bowman takes a ride. Really good run when at 1400 metres 2 starts ago when narrowly beaten by Saul Special as well. I think it's just starting to click for this galloper.
That will make for a lot of speed with the Celt coming out from barrier 9. Will certainly inject some speed into the race, which for mine leaves Chinstrap there in behind them running on. Damien Oliver takes the ride. Last start was disappointing on a Wednesday when had to come from an awkward position, but the start before that, only a length off Sweet Aura.
Well, when you mention all of that speed, it suits too, doesn't it? Chinstrap and also Stored Energy. Put a line through that last run for Chinstrap because they just walked out in front. It was a day where we saw the Darren McAuliffe stable just bully runners. We saw it with Master Magician and then Gatting, which won that race. Look, I think as well as you mentioned, with the speed and the 1400 metres, it'll be attacking the line strongly, as will Stored Energy, which put in a nice run behind Kai Perinya last time. But I'm still going to go with Lasaha here on top from Kai Perinya, which is the one to beat, Stored Energy and then Chinstrap.
5 on top for me, Adam. Chinstrap, I think with the speed on, it can finish off very nicely. Head of number 8, Kai Perinya, she's all class. 3, Lusaha, and the 9, Stored Energy.
Race number 5 at Ascot is the Crown Towers Handicap over the 1,000 metres, a 72 plus event, and there is speed everywhere.
There is once again, Adam, but let's have a look at the Group 3 Colonel Reeves last start and Volkov finishing down the outside.
Coming back, got a beautiful inside run at the 250. Vega Magic reaches the lead. He booted a length and a half. Military Rain coming back. Rock Magic is coming down the outside. Vega Magic the leader. Look at Rock Magic coming. Rock Magic flying. Vega Magic stopping. Rock Magic gunning him down. Went to the line. Nothing.
All class is this 5-year-old mare by Time Thief. We saw that again there last run. Look at the recent form lines behind Vega Magic, Rock Magic, Cool Passion as well. They are genuine Group 1 form lines now as well. You get the 2 kilo claim to Clint Johnson Porter. You get all the speed in the race, and the only negative has to be barrier 1. If she can roll into this race nicely, her turn of foot can see her finish it and definitely win this.
The 3-year-old there, the River as well, champion 2-year-old. He's come back and found it tough against his own age, but last start acquitted himself very nicely in open age company.
Meets Chinetti at the same weights now because they do not have that claim. But Douglas White takes a ride. It was a really good performance, and again, the speed is going to suit. This horse, like Viking Forest as well, will be rattling home late.
Adam, we've also got in the race number 3, Secret Nova from the Jimmy Taylor yard. Now missed the kick by about 2 lengths and didn't really get into the race last start, but she's got a phenomenal record at Ascot.
Yeah, it really does. Then you add the claim to Jordan Turner and also the barrier, and I just think she's going to be able to either lead this race or sit just behind them and hopefully be too strong. She's class, and I'll put a line through that first up run, so I'm going to put her on top from 1 Travanator, 2 Volkov and 6 Delicate Miss.
I've got the 9 on top, the 3-year-old The River, ahead of number 11 Viking Forest, number 1 Travanator and 2 Volkov.